Hey everybody, it's Susan with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a Stampin' Show and Tell for you today. We're stamping with the Love What You Do stamp set. We're going to do some background stamping on our pink Pirouette card base, and then we're going to do this main image here with some three-part stamping, some different layers of color there. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to stamp with pink Pirouette on pink Pirouette, do a background stamp image. So I'm just stamping randomly. I'm not really worried about placement because a lot of this is going to get covered up. So I just stamp my background like that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do the main part of the card. So I'm going to start by stamping my colored blotch. So big stamp from the set. And I'm going to bring in my foam mat here just to get a little cushion under the stamp. So I'm going to stamp down my color blotch on my card. I'm going to give it a good press because I want it to transfer all that ink over. Hopefully a nice solid coverage. Good. So now from here, now that we've got some colored black background, I'm going to add my words. So I'm stamping in ink, black ink, and I'm going to put my words on first. And then I can position my main flower image around them. Get that inked up. So I come in just like that. Okay, now we're going to add the secondary color. So I'm using rose red as my mount, and this stamp set has not only the large color wash, but these other two, and that's what we're going to use to stamp these other colors on the flowers. So now I'm actually going to stamp off some ink so that the first layer that I put on is a little bit lighter. So I'm going to stamp off once with my rose red, and then I'm just going to position over the top. Stamp, stamp off, and the flower. Stamp, stamp off, and one more. Now the next time I come in and stamp, I'm using the smaller, and I'm not going to stamp off. This time I'm going to go full ink, and I'm just giving a little extra color to the center of those flowers. See how that went? Okay, so now we just mount up all our layers and our project's done. So very quickly with some snail, just framing it here, and then I put some dimensionals on the back, and we're going to mount that to the front of our card. And easy peasy, we have a fun stamp card. So no fancy embellishments, no fancy ribbon, just stamps, paper, and ink. So there's that. Now if you want to do your envelope, I think what I'm going to do is stamp the same flower, but I'm only going to put like 2 on, like that. And then you can leave it black and white if you want to, or you could add the color splotch as well. So there's the first card. Now, I say the first card because we're going to remake the card a little differently. So you guys know I'm a demonstrator, and I do demo swaps. I share those with you, and so I want to share this swap with you. So this came from a demonstrator, Cheryl Duncan, and we're doing a fancy fold swap. So here it is. So it kind of stands up on its own. See the sides? Kind of got boxes. And it stands up, and then it folds flat to go in your envelope. So I thought, well, that's pretty nifty. I'm going to remake the same card I just made, but I'm going to do it this style. Okay? So I'm going to show you how I did that. And remember, all the details about how to cut and prep your paper will be in my tutorial, which is on my Tuesday newsletter next week. So if you need all those details, don't want to miss out on anything, subscribe to my newsletter, which is below, and all the details will be there. So this time I'm starting with a long 4¼ by 11 piece of pink Pirouette. And so I'm just going to crease all my scores, and again, all the score lines, all the measurements for the score lines will be in the tutorial link on my show and tell newsletter. So that's where you're going to go and get all that. So I'm just going to crease all this. So I've got some score lines here, and this is what's going to help us make the box. Now, before I put that box together, we're going to do some stamping. Okay, so I'm going to repeat again, pink Pirouette on pink Pirouette. So this is going to be the inside back of my card. So I'm going to add some of these flowers here. Again, I'm just randomly stamping to create some background imagery. I'm not really worried about placement. Okay, then the other place I want to stamp is that when this folds up, okay, we're going to see this part. So I'm going to open this up. This is the bottom, so I'm going to stamp on these two. I'm just going to add a little more of that background imaging. So we have a little continuity between our layers on the card. Okay, so there's that one. So now I'm using sticky strip, which is what we used to sell. Now we sell tear and tape, but I happen to have a lot of sticky strip. So I'm using sticky strip. So I'm just going to pull a piece of sticky strip off. So this is really great when you need to use, when you're building boxes or things that you don't want to have potentially come apart. So I'm just putting a piece there. So that's on that tiny little strip that becomes the box. Now, here's how I decide where that goes. So you can see from the one I got, right, here's the box. When you fold it up, I can see the bottom and this front piece. So if I fold this up, I want to see the bottom and the front piece, and the rest of this I want underneath. So I'm folding those two pieces down. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it over and adhere that to the back. See, I adhered it to the back, and that's how it opens and closes. Okay, so again, when it's closed, I have the bottom of my box. In the front, I see the rest of it I folded straight back, and I had that sticky strip on there, so I just adhered that to the back of the card. Okay, so now I have another piece here that makes the inner box, the top box. Okay, it's only half. So this time I'm going to put some of my sticky strip, or you could use your tear and tape. And I'm going to put some on this flap right there. And this is where maybe some people get in trouble. Then you want to flip it over and add it on this side. So sometimes when people are making boxes, they get a little confused about where their adhesive has to go. And think about that. That folds over and gets stuck to the back, and then this is going to be in position to be stuck to this part. So now when I put my first one together here, and then I folded it up, look, I'm too tall. Too tall. So it's going to have a little trouble getting into my envelope. Okay, so what you need to do is, I'm going to pull the sticky strip off that little piece. Then you need to fold it like this. Okay, so all I see is this front panel, and then I'm folding that down like that. Am I doing that right? Let's see. Yeah, so I'm folding it down like that, but I want to make sure that my card, when it's folded, okay, is going to be not too tall. So I'm kind of layering this in here a little bit. Now that I've already pulled off my sticky strip, so I want to be careful not to press it down. I want to be centered, and I want to be below the top of my card. So if your positioning is good, then you can just adhere this to your card, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to peel off this one. Definitely don't do them at the same time. And now I want this one to adhere to this panel. So I'm going to open it this way, and I'm going to stretch it all the way down. Put that on there. So now I have my double tiered box of a card. Okay, and now I can stamp this piece just like I did the last one. So I'm going to bring in my little foam mat. So I'm going to ink this one up for my pink Pirouette color splotch. Get that on there. I'm going to add my words, just like I did before. Going to add my flowers. I'm going to stamp my rose red coloring onto the petals. Okay, and remember I stamped off to make it a little bit lighter. And then I came back in with the smaller one. Add some secondary color, and then this is just going to get layered onto the front of the card here. Alright, and then there we go. 2 cards. So you can do the same thing with the envelope. So here was the original, nice, simple, right, standard card. And then here is the new style, thanks to Cheryl Duncan for sharing with me, and now I get to share with you this fun pop-up card, just like that. So, hope you enjoyed it today. Something a little different, version A, version B. Give it a try. I'd love to see your comments or some photos of what you're doing on your own. Remember, Show and Tell News is next Tuesday, where I'll have all the details about how to score this one and hints on putting it together. And leave a thumbs up, subscribe here, don't miss anything I'm doing, and subscribe to the newsletter, don't miss anything I'm doing for my customers and for those who are following me on my weekly newsletter. Alright everybody, have a great week, happy stamping, bye-bye.